Lexi Hazelton, and I train at MMA Gold. I have always been playing sports ever since I was little. I did dance and soccer when I was about 6, 7, and 8, and then that transitioned into softball when I was 9, and then in 8th grade, I found wrestling, and I completely fell in love with it, and my coaches that coached me in wrestling also coached at a gym for MMA, so they brought me over there, and I just completely fell in love with MMA ever since then. And when my wrestling team started practicing at Urban Sprawl, Jim saw me, he saw how hard I worked, and he just picked me up from there. And I've just loved this team ever since then. They're like a family to me.
Adam Avithia, 5'2", MMA Gold. Grew up with single parent, both parents in my life, but was really good. Did karate growing up, wrestled growing up, played all kinds of sports. And karate was really my thing. I was real good at karate, and not so coordinated at the other stuff, but the martial arts was always my avenue.
He's that type of kid where you're like, how old is that kid? He's only what? He's only 19, 20, whatever he is now at this point. Because he comes across as much more mature than he is. He's a kid that back in the day when Fluffy, Anthony Hernandez, and Aspen walked into our gym, Anthony was 19 and Aspen was 17, I told a media guy that was in our gym at that time about Aspen and Anthony, I said, look at those two over there. They're both going to be in the UFC. And my guess is have a very good chance of being world champions. Adam's the same type of kid. When Adam walked into the gym, besides having the maturity, the respect, and the loyalty behind him, he put all of his trust in us. And he has a lot of those intangibles that Anthony and Aspen have. And at 20 years old, I can sit here on this camera and say that I believe he's also going to be one of those athletes that will make it.
This gym's so awesome because everybody brings something different to the table. Everybody has a different look. Everybody's really helpful, and we're all here to grow, right? We got guys at the lowest level, the highest level, and there's a lot of us at that middle level. And yeah, everybody's just, we're all grinding always, and everybody's positive, and we're trying to help each other. I think that's a big thing is we're not so much competing with each other, we're really trying to help each other.
My name is Joe Lee. My record's 2-2, and I'm fighting out at MMA Gold.
Joe ain't no punk. Joe's, that dude came from our development team, and is now handing some of our pros their asses. He's developed a lot since coming over to the actual fight team. Dude's a goer. He has no quit in him. He's super quiet. That dude steps on the mat, like you're going to be in a fight.
Everybody wants to win. Just winning, it's feeling that achievement after months and years of putting in work into a craft that can only show when the lights are on and you're competing against someone that's been doing the same thing. Losing is you can take it two ways. You can learn something from it or just cry.
It's Roberto Vela. I have amateur record of 1-1, and I fight for Team MMA Gold. I grew up in South Sac for a really long time. Me and my family were almost basically homeless for a little while growing up. But just family working hard, doing everything we can. My dad putting food on the table, making money. So things weren't always the best, but we pull through.
One of those guys that he actually started. He's been doing jiu-jitsu since I think he was probably 13. Same with Jalon. Jalon's been doing it forever as well. He's got that uncanny athleticism. Very good striker, very good wrestler, very good jiu-jitsu. Just tremendous upside. That's the thing the one word I can say about all four guys you just mentioned: Joe Lee, Adam Avithia, Jalon Reed, Robert Vela. The upside is insane. I mean, you're talking about guys who are 20, 21 years old, at the most 24, 25 years old. I mean, these guys they're not even in their prime yet. That all have a legitimate shot at making it in this sport. And the thing that I love about all those guys is they come into the gym, they don't expect things. They want to earn the respect of the coaches and the respect of their teammates. And that alone is something that is huge and is a big factor in actually being successful in athletics.
I discovered fighting through my jiu-jitsu coach. Actually, mainly with my dad. Watching MMA and stuff like that growing up. He was super into watching boxing, and when UFC came around, he was super into that. And just watching that, just sitting on the couch with my dad watching that stuff was what really got me into the sport. Really excited about seeing it, and then eventually excited about competing in it. So.
Eric Hanley, 1-0 as a boxer. Still trying to make my MMA debut, hopefully professional MMA debut, hopefully 2021. Well, I'm from New York, pretty much born and raised in New York. Amateur boxing pedigree, karate at a very young age. Got into MMA when I was 13. Started doing all that, Muay Thai, competing in amateur boxing. And I just moved out here 2 years ago, quit my job. I had a good career, and I was a part of the IBEW electrical union, and I just felt like it wasn't for me, and I needed to, chase my dream, because, the fire inside me just couldn't keep that, that 9 to 5 long hours. It was actually like 10, 12-hour days. I clicked with the guys immediately. Some of the guys that are around my weight and stuff, like Joe, Adam, Diego. They're the first people that I really got to get to know. It's just a close knit, tight group. Like, you can really tell it's like a brotherhood with these guys, and I've been striving to look for that. I really like that, and it was just a perfect fit for me. Like I said, Jim and Dave, like, they're awesome people. I vibe very well with them, and they're genuine. You could just tell that they're genuine people, and they look out for their fighters. And at the a few months ago, he didn't even know me, and he was holding me accountable. Jim holding me accountable. Even Mike, I just started working with Mike Guy. He's a great boxing coach. But yeah, Jim holds me accountable, and that's something that, I never really had. I've had once when I was in New York, but, it's a special group of guys here, and they're all, it's like a family. You can tell it's like a family here.